Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at this Baltany Dirty Dozen inspired watch that is powered by the Sea-Gull ST1701 movement. I'm not sure if there is any specific part number or reference number for this watch, but if I can find them, I will put them down in the description box below. Anyway, I purchased this watch from AliExpress with my own money, and I will also leave links to affiliate links to AliExpress. So if you decided to get the watch, if you use the link below, I will get a small commission from AliExpress at no extra cost to you. So in a way, it's a way to support my channel. Well, let's get right into the dimensions of the watch. Or before that, maybe we'll just talk about what this so-called Dirty Dozen inspired watch is about. This Dirty Dozen inspired watch or Dirty Dozen watches are watches that were issued by British military during the Second World War, and there are, I would say, 12 models of them. So yeah, so that is why it's called the Dirty Dozen. And the Dirty Dozen comes from, I would say, a war movie, that has that kind of same name. So if you don't mind a Chinese brand, this is one of the most affordable Dirty Dozen inspired watch. This model takes inspiration from the JLC watch with its cathedral hour hand and segmented strange minute hand. Sure, you can get other watches from bigger brands, but they will cost a lot more than this. This Baltany normally goes for around $150 on AliExpress, and most of the time you should be able to get some discount on them. The watch comes in at a case diameter of 36mm when I measured across 4 to 10, and it has a thickness of 12.9mm with that dome sapphire crystal, and it has a very short and manageable lug-to-lug distance of 43.2mm. It comes with a standard 18mm lug width. The case has a very simple satin finish. Protecting the dial is a dome sapphire crystal with AR coating. The crystal sits tall and proud, mimicking its older acrylic crystal watches of the older era. It has a screw-down crown that is unsigned. The crown is large enough to provide a nice grippy feeling when you're unscrewing or screwing down the crown, and when you're using it to adjust the time and to wind up the watch. The watch has a water resistance of 100 meters. The water resistance rating is only stated on Baltany's website and not anywhere on the watch. The watch has a simple, very simple, I think too simple, sterile screw-down case back. The version that I purchased came with a black NATO strap that I have since swapped it out with this nice strap from cheapest NATO strap. I think the colors on this strap play very well with the dial of the watch. The watch has a flat black dial. Everything on the dial is printed. We have the arrowhead, if you can see. Yep, there's an arrowhead beneath the Baltany logo. That arrowhead is used to indicate that the watch is issued by the British government. I'm not sure if it's legal to print this on this watch. Well, I guess Baltany wanted to replicate the original British military used or British military issued watches. The sub-dial for the sub-second is slightly recessed. The watch comes with high polished hour and minute hands, and the small second hand is painted white. Personally, I would prefer the hands to be of that same finish. Let me just try to move the hands slightly away so that you can get a better view. So if you can see, the hour and minute hand, they are high polish and they have like this silver color, and the second hand is like really painted white. It's like a really white. Personally, I would prefer the hands to be of the same color and of the same finishing, as I find this a little odd. The lume on the watch, on the other hand, is pretty nice. We have that custard color lume drop on all the hours, and we have, like, you know, this white painted numerals. All of them are lume, and the yellow, or you know, the lume dots on each hours is to replicate that old radium style lume. So this is how the lume of the watch looks like when it is dark. Yes, I'm now shining the lume with my UV torch, but if I were to remove the light, you can see that the color of the lume pretty much stays the same. So the custard light lume drop around the hours, they shine in like a greenish color, whereas the numerals, which are white in normal daylight, they shines in like a bluish tone. So yeah, I think the combination of the lume is pretty nice. So yeah, I was complaining about the small second hand being white, but yeah, the fact that it is lume, I would say I can more or less forgive that awkwardness during the daylight. So I think the lume of the watch is really cool here. Before we take a look at the original strap, there is a very interesting lug design of this watch. I'm not sure if it comes with every watch or only on mine. There are two sets of lug holes, if you can see. I think this really comes in very handy. Let's say if you have a thin strap, you can use the inner holes, but if you have a slightly thicker strap, the outer holes comes in very handy. I guess they made this because there is a version of this watch that comes with a leather NATO strap. Very nice, Baltany. The NATO strap that comes with the watch, I think it's the leather NATO strap is slightly thicker than the black nylon NATO strap that they provided with this watch. So I think it's a very nice move from them. So let's take a closer look at the strap, or the NATO strap that originally comes with the watch. As you can see, I did not use the strap. I'm just, like, you know, open it up, take it out and put it back in the bag. Okay, so this strap, I think it's just a normal 2-layer kind of NATO strap, nothing special about it. But what's good is that they provided that same satin finish on the hardware. You know, it's like not like shiny or some kind of like a high gloss hardware, which matches the watch quite nice. So if I were to take the watch and put it side by side, yep, you can see that, you know, the hardware matches the watch finishing, or watch case finishing, nicely. Anyway, just to share with you guys, I think the hardware on the cheapest NATO straps that I'm pairing the watch with, also it's like a brush finishing. So yeah, I think it's not like overly contrasting when you compare to the finishing of the watch case. And the nice thing about cheapest NATO strap for this strap is that they have their logo engraved on the hardware buckle, which is, I think, is a nice touch. So powering the watch is a Sea-Gull ST1701 automatic mechanical movement. Frankly, there is not a lot of information on the internet about this movement. All I can find is that besides it's made by Sea-Gull, of course, it beats at 21,600 beats per hour and has a power reserve of about 40 hours. So I'm going to put it on a time grapher and we're going to take a look at how good this movement on the watch is. Right, so from the time grapher, I think it's a little faster than I would like the watch to be, but I guess it's still within that, what I would call the Seiko range. Yeah, plus 15 seconds is still within that kind of Seiko range, but it's not great. So yeah, I think for the money, I can still accept the accuracy of the watch here. But you know, if you're really good in tinkering with watch movement and whatnot, maybe you can open up the case bag and try to, you know, regulate the watch on your own. Alright, so this is how the watch look on my 6-inch or 15.2 centimeters wrist. Yep, so I still have people asking me in comments like, what's your wrist size, you know, and is this watch for men or women or whatnot. So I would really hope that you guys will really like watch the video to the end before asking questions, because most of the time I'll be already like answering most of the questions that you might have. So as you can see, it fits rather nicely even on my very small wrist, because first of all of the compact lug to lug distance. But the thing is that even though in terms of measurement it measures like to be about 42 point something or 43, let me just try to look back at my notes. Yeah, 43.2 millimeters. But if you look at it, it's not overly small. I think because the watch sits kind of like, you know, flat on the wrist, so somehow even though it has a very small or short lug to lug distance, it doesn't appear too small. So if you have a bigger wrist and you're concerned that this watch is too small for you, well, I think it should be still okay. So all in all, this is a great option if you want a taste of vintage military watches at a budget-friendly price. The size stays true to the original, but having been made with modern materials such as sapphire crystal, this will be a lot more assuring than buying vintage. The 100 meters of water resistance is adequate for day-to-day use without the worry of getting it wet. The only concern one might have will be the reliability of the movement. Again, compared to vintage watches, this, I think, is still a safer bet. Having that said, that's all for this video. If you're new to the channel, please help by subscribing to my channel. It really helps me a lot. And you can also follow me on my Instagram at gfw_watches for more watch pictures. Till then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.